This Sunday, we're going to hear our Lord say in the gospel, "If you love me, you will keep my commandments." But here's the question. Isn't keeping the commandments something constraining and restrictive? Doesn't it sort of block in and keep our life really from being free? Well, it's really just the opposite. And I began to understand this in a new way when I saw a documentary that was made, I think, in 2013 called Mad Hot Ballroom. It's worth looking at. It's a documentary about a program that I think is still going on in New York City in the public schools to teach public school students ballroom dancing. Most of these students are from disadvantaged families. They could never ever afford dancing lessons. But when they offered these classes to these students, they discovered that many of them were interested in them. And not only did it teach them how to dance, but it started to change their lives, because in order to dance well, they realized that they had to follow all of the rules, all of the commandments regarding each of the dancers, whether it was the rumba or the foxtrot or swing or merengue. At one point they'd say, okay, in merengue, you have to keep the upper part of your body still, and it's the lower part that moves. The people upstairs are asleep. The party's going on downstairs. And when the students begin to understand this, they begin to dance beautifully. But not only that, following these rules also gave them a new way of looking at their life. And we're told that some of the students who had a lot of struggles and were problems suddenly stopped being that way. One young woman, a girl who was constantly being sent to the principal's office, suddenly wasn't showing up anymore because she had found a kind of a new order for her life. Another young man who they were afraid was going to be a hoodlum and maybe live on the streets suddenly became a gentleman, developed these new manners, and was a definite leader for his other fellow students. And this is what following the commandments can do for us. It doesn't restrict us, it sets us free. It gives us the order and the plan for living our life so that we can be fully free and really flourishing. So let's take up our Lord's commandment to follow his commandments so that we can, as Pope St. John Paul II says, be given the revelation of the only authentic human future, which is a future of beauty and elegance and grace.